Very interesting observation here. I was going to say shout out to the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, for doing such an amazing job and in repatriating. Now we're expecting about 1,000 Ghanaians to return to Ghana. I was looking at the numbers today. They're estimating that there are about 20,000 Ghanaians living in South Africa. Some of them are married, they have children, they've intermarried. So obviously not everybody is going to return home. But if we get, I would say maybe even 50% of them to return using this pipeline and this opportunity, that would be a good thing, because the flights between Ghana and South Africa is not cheap. It's way over $1,000 for the most part, because they're not too close to each other. But what is very interesting about this video is the work that is being done by our High Commissioner in South Africa. The Ghanaian High Commissioner in South Africa is at the airport making things happen. Okay, now we're gonna cut to the video and watch one interesting exchange. A journalist in South Africa asked our ambassador if Ghanaians are going to retaliate and force South Africans to leave Ghana. And the ambassador, or the High Commissioner, answered in a most Ghanaian way possible that we are not a lawless country. Ghana is not lawless. That is why Ghana is a preferred destination for most of the black diaspora when they go to Africa. You can walk around Accra any time of the night and nobody's going to harm you. And we enjoy that peace. We may not be economically as viable, but we're very peaceful people. And we're not hateful people. But we're also not timid. As Dr. Kwame Nkrumah said in the 60s, we are not a timid nation. This is why we gained independence first. Small nation was the first to gain independence on the continent. And we taught all these other nations how to fight for their independence. So obviously we're not a timid group, but we can also be very honest about this. Most Ghanaians are not feeling South Africans right now. And obviously, yes, as a Ghanaian, I'll be honest about it. I don't want us to patronize their businesses. I don't want them in Ghana, for other reasons, but I don't want that. I've never been a fan of them, but I don't want them in Ghana. I don't. But we have laws in Ghana, so we can't just go out there and march and force them out. But if we're expressing to them that we don't like them there, maybe they will also voluntarily leave. That's what we can expect. But we're not going to go out there and attack them and be violent and to break our rules, because we're a very lawful nation. And you're going to hear my ambassador explain this in the most Ghanaian way possible.
We remember the decision was prompted by the wave of a protest against undocumented immigrants in the country. The Ghanaian government decided to repatriate some of its citizens who are willing to go back home so that they can feel safe. But Sakina, for more now on this, we are joined by the High Commissioner of Ghana to South Africa to explain exactly the processes here. Thank you very much, Commissioner. First, let's start with an update. We are expecting the flight to depart in the next 25 minutes. In terms of the logistics, because I see the queues are still long, do you think the flight will leave at 6?
Well, I think that it's a chartered flight. The logistics have been one too many. There are challenges to do with some of their passports being able to go through the system. The manifest came in late and all of that. But it's a process that the airport authorities and the immigration officers are helping us through. So we are very certain that the group of 300 that are supposed to leave today, all of them are going to leave today.
I can imagine, High Commissioner, it has been a very long process to process all these people. But can you please tell us the processes and logistics to register these people, to know the numbers, and also how many people are you expecting to repatriate to Ghana?
Well, I think we are expected to repatriate between 800 to 1,000, but the numbers keep increasing. There was no criteria. The criteria is that our people feel unsafe, our people feel not welcome, our people feel that the economic activities have come to a standstill. So what do they want? They want to go back to Ghana, and the government of Ghana has given them the opportunity to come home and be reintegrated into the Ghanaian society.
But again, High Commissioner, do you think repatriating your citizens will solve the issue of migration here in South Africa or the continent at large?
Not at all. We don't think that, repatriating a number of thousand people will change the dynamics. What we are believing in is that we are doing this to safeguard the interests of our people. When you feel unsafe, when state institutions are working, then you feel very comfortable. You believe that state institutions are supposed to protect you. They are supposed to be there for you. I'm not saying that the government of South Africa is not doing anything. I know they are doing so much. What I believe in that if they allow the institutions to work and people feel more safe, we didn't have this number of Ghanaians wanting to go back home. It's one reason. They feel they are not safe. Some of them are in viral videos. Some of them are in situations where people just barge into them. Some of them have their businesses taken away from them, from individuals in South Africa who says, no, go away, you can't work in this. And I think that that's the disconnect between what we are talking about between the two nations. I believe that our government has done the right thing. Our people have done the right thing by giving their names voluntarily. There's nobody here that is against their wishes. Everybody decided to come, and the government of Ghana has decided that as many as they are, will be able to repatriate them back home.
And also the government of Ghana has urged the African Union to put this matter on the agenda when they meet next month during the midterm summit in Egypt. Can you please elaborate on that?
Well, I think that this is a clear case of the government of Ghana wanting the right thing to be done. I'm not sure that we had any ill motive in going to the AU. We went to the AU with good intentions that they should help us rectify this. It's been a continuous xenophobic attack after each time, and we've done things in a certain way. It has not helped all of us. So if government of Ghana today decides to go there, I don't think they are going there because we have any problem with South Africa. We don't have any problem with South Africa. Diplomatically, we are still good. We are good trading partners, bilateral relations and all of that. I would want us to shift the discussion from thinking that there is any diplomatic row between the two countries. There's nothing at all like that.
Before I let you go, High Commissioner, there are reports that Ghanaians are saying South Africans in Ghana who are having businesses there, they must also be chased out of the country. How true is this report?
You can be very honest with yourself. Ever since this whole March and March, Operation Dudula and others have been marching, have you seen any Ghanaian on the streets of Accra going after any South African? No. You know why? The state institutions in Ghana work. We believe that if there's any South African in Ghana that needs to be repatriated to South Africa, it is not an individual's responsibility to do that. It is a responsibility of the state institutions. We are living in a very law-abiding environment, law-abiding society. So
This is very true. And this is one thing that South Africans don't want to accept, or maybe they just don't know because they don't travel outside of their country that much to understand this. Ghana is 100 times safer than South Africa, and this is not cap. Ghana is 100 times safer than South Africa. South Africa, no amount of enforcement will get South African society to be as safe as Ghana is. And you know, one good thing about Ghana's safety is it's not enforcement type of safety. It's cultural safety. We've trained our children, we've trained our society to not be criminals. It's part of our upbringing. Our cultural base teaches our people to do things the right way. Now, are there people that will commit crimes here and there? Yes, they exist. But the scale is so limited and so low, and our society frowns upon it so much that we don't need a huge police budget to ensure that level of safety in Accra, like walking around and somebody attacking you or snatching your chain. Those things don't really exist. Now, if you lose your cell phone, you probably won't get it back. But there has been a lot of instances in Ghana where if you just lose your cell phone, somebody will find you and give it back to you. That's just the Ghanaian spirit. South Africa can never be like that. So when you talk about Ghanaians trying to get South Africans to go back, yeah, we would wish for them to go back. No questions asked. But we're not going to go out there and attack them and force them out. And we're only doing that as a response to how they've treated us. But we're not going to initiate that. So we're completely two different people. But there are no Ghanaians out there that would go out there and attack South Africans or South African businesses like they're doing. We'll never do that. It's never Ghanaian to do that. But we wouldn't want them there. But we also have state institutions and we have laws. South Africa is a very lawless state, as you've all seen and witnessed. The laws don't work in South Africa. They're a joke. Laws do work in Ghana. That's a big difference. And this is a little jab from our High Commissioner at South Africans, but it's actually very factual. It is very factual, and that's sad. They've lost, since the black folks took over South Africa, they've done nothing but destroy the institutions, and they've also destroyed the economy, and they've destroyed the infrastructure. They've destroyed everything. And these marches is just a reflection of the frustration from all the destruction that they and their leadership have done.